evening, everybody. We're going to start up the Monday Night Cares Net in just a couple of minutes. Sorry I wasn't on last week, a little under the weather. All the blooming stuff here in Texas got my allergies all messed up. Still got a little bit of a cough, so hopefully I don't bother anybody with that lovely cough. Got me some extra water, though, tonight. We'll get started. It looks like just about another minute. Just checking my connections. I can see who's logged in remotely to the repeater system. So that's what I'm looking up for. Got a couple people logged into the system, not actually into on the RF repeater. Should get started here in just a minute. Make sure my volume's turned up.
The time is 7 p.m. This is the K5VZC repeater system.
Hello, Mr. Colton. Good to see you on tonight, sir. And don't judge me too harshly. You're far better at this than I am. All right, let's get started. Good evening, everybody. This is K5KJZ, and it's now time for the Canton Area Radio Emergency Services Monday Night Net. Name here is Randy, located about 4 miles south of Canton off of 198, and I'll be in the net control for tonight's meeting. CARES is the Canton Area Radio Emergency Services Radio Club. This net is held on Monday evenings at 1900 hours local time on the K5VZC repeater system, which includes the 147.200 at Wills Point, 444.975 over in Primrose, 442.875 over in Kaufman, and 444.80 over here at South location, south of Canton. We encourage all operators to join in and participate. Yeah, I missed a line or two there. My glasses are dirty. I should have cleaned them. What is next Wednesday? The 18th. The CARES Radio Club meets monthly on the third Wednesday, starting at 6:30 p.m. at the Van Zandt County Library. That's off of FM 859 next to the Blackwell Historic Home. That'll be next Wednesday for everybody who is able to attend. Next Wednesday, the 18th. The purpose of this net is to build amateur radio use throughout Van Zandt County, as well as Kaufman County, by providing a venue for operators to become proficient and comfortable speaking over the public airways, so that should an emergency arise, we'll be ready to help transmit and receive emergency messages. If at any time you should have an emergency, call in with Bright Bright, and we'll take that call immediately. With that, we'll go ahead and take a short pause and see if there's any emergency traffic at this time. K5KJZ. Oh, allergies. Well, that's always a good thing, not hearing any emergency traffic. With that, we'll go ahead and start our check-in round. When you check in, give me just your call sign phonetically and semi-slowly so I can get it logged in, and we'll proceed to the next phase. This is Katie5, KJZ, taking check-ins.
Kilo Juliet 5, Hotel Tango Oscar. Charlie Golf.
Kilo Juliet 5, Foxtrot, Lima, Whiskey.
Kilo Foxtrot 7, Sierra Oscar X-ray.
Kilo Foxtrot 5, Victor Alpha Victor.
He's in his car. You can hear him going down the highway. He's on Echo Link.
Kilo India 5, Bravo Delta India.
Well, that might be all we get for this evening. Maybe. Excuse me. Yeah, Colton, he's coming in remotely via Echo Link. That's an app on his phone. So he's coming in through there. All right, we'll go ahead and take that short pause and recognize KJ5HTO, KJ5HCG, KJ5FLW, KF7SOX, KF5VAV, KI5BDI. Any additional check-ins for tonight? This is K5KJC. And KI5. I'm John LDJ. Almost forgot your call sign there for a moment, Colton. All right, not hearing any additionals at this time. We'll check back a little bit later. So if you would, we'll start at the top of the list. Call on your name. Give me a name, location approximately, and whether or not you got any traffic for tonight's net. We'll start off with KJ5HTO.
Good evening, everyone. Name is Matt, located a couple miles here east of Canton at I-20 and 1255, and I have no traffic. Back to net.
Hello, Misty. How's the weather over there in Ireland? It's getting hot here already. Good evening, Matt. Good to hear you this evening. Next we have KJ5HCG.
Hello everybody, KJ5HCG. Charlie G here. I am located downtown Canton, Texas at the time, and I am mobile, but I'm stationary. And no traffic.
Hello, other Colton. Number one sign. All righty. Good evening, Charlie. Glad you could make it this evening. Next one on our list, KJ5FLW. Your check-in, please, sir.
Hello everyone, this is Nolan. I'm about a half a mile south of 80 in Wills Point, Texas. No traffic.
Degrees Celsius. Oh, so 50? Man, 50 would be nice. We just had a little rough rain over the weekend. Good evening to you, Mr. Nolan. Good to hear you. Next on our list, KF7SOX.
Good evening, everyone. KF7SOX, this is Marie. I'm running mobile on 198, about a mile out of Canton, coming in from the south. No traffic. KF7SOX, back to net.
All right. Good evening, Marie. Yeah, you're a little choppy, but you are in there, and I can fully understand what you're saying. Not a problem. Next on our list, Mr. KF5 VAV. Your check-in, please, sir.
Howdy, everybody. Making a transition from the ever so wonderful Interstate 635 on the highway to our home, QTH. I do have one bit of traffic, and that's about it. So, back to you.
Got a rough cell signal. All right. Good evening to you, Mr. Cody. Yeah, you got a rough cell signal at the moment. It's in and out on you, but made out everything you had to say. We'll get back to you with your traffic here in just a moment. Next on our list, Mr. KI5DDI.
Yeah, fine, BDI. This is Kevin, 5 miles north of I-20 off of Highway 19. No traffic.
Good evening, Mr. Kevin. Yeah, Cody'd probably like to not have any traffic, but I'm sure he's right in the thick of it. All right. Well, let's take a short pause and see if there's any additional check-ins for this evening. This is KD5 KJZ, Monday Night Cares Net. Pardon me, I gotta get some more water. Seasonal allergies. Don't really like them. All right, not hearing anybody else at the moment. We're going to drop back over and check in with Mr. Cody and get his piece of traffic at the moment. Cody, go ahead, sir.
Well, hopefully my cell signal will improve a little bit, change location a little higher altitude. This coming Saturday is apparently the downtown building bar stool races, which I think it's the Moore store that's putting that on. I'm not sure I've been there. There's a couple restaurants, a few restaurants downtown Bellevue. But anyway, just want to let y'all know what's happening if you have time. They get that food, fun, drinks, family kind of atmosphere, remote. And Marshall, I'm not sure the hell that. I think I was at Tommy Uptown at 3 p.m. Friday for the bar story. So anyway, look up more store textures online. I think I'll give you more details than I got. Anyway, KF5 be next time.
That was a little rough. Now that cell signal was first in there, and then it was pretty choppy. But we got something's going on in downtown Ben Wheeler at the Moore store on this coming Saturday. So if everybody can look that up online, I'm sure. Lots of fun, food, and activities going on. Thank you, sir. All right. Well, with that, I'd like to go ahead and remind everybody we do have a workday scheduled for this coming Saturday over at the silo. We're going to try to get the other two antennas up. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Had a little scratch in my throat, as well as get one antenna replaced that's already up there. So if anybody is available, let us know and just show up over at the silo. We're going to go ahead and start early, even though it's going to be dark, so that we can get things laid out. And as soon as we get some daylight, we'll climb the silo and get some repairs done, and hopefully not spend all day out there at the silo, but try to make sure that we can get some activities done that's been needing to get done. Barbecue? Yeah, you probably did hear barbecue, Misty. That's kind of a staple about this time of year. Man, not even this time of year. That's a staple around here, barbecue. Everybody's got barbecue. It's usually pretty good. You want to come on over from Ireland, and I'm sure you can pick some up. It might be a long trip, though. I have to email you some. All right, next on our list. Mr. Kevin, we're going to go to you and see if you have a bad dad joke for us. This is K85KJZ.
Just so happens I do. What's a cucumber's favorite instrument? What is a cucumber's favorite instrument? Anybody?
What is a cucumber's favorite instrument? Anybody got a guess online? Not barbecue. A cucumber's favorite instrument. Piccolo. Oh, that's good, Colton. Piccolo. Both Coltons. K85KJZ.
Go ahead.
Well, online is treating us well this evening. We've got multiple guesses for Piccolo. Piccolo.
And the folks online have their act together. It is, in fact, a piccolo.
Woohoo! All right, good deal. Next on our list, we got some antenna questions for tonight. So what we're going to do, I'm going to name off these clues, and then the answer I'm going to be looking for is the type of antenna, what's it commonly called. So I might try to help you with the first one, and we'll see how this goes. It's a single antenna made from two equal wires, usually usually fed from the middle in the center, and one of the first antennas many hams have built. I kind of botched that up a little bit, but let me know if you need any repeats. Oh, Mr. CC, you got your own task, man.
KJ5HCF.
We'll see who else gets it. Go ahead, Matt. What's your guess?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go with the dipole antenna. Dipole.
All righty. Yep, you and several others online are on point again. It is, in fact, the dipole antenna. All right, here's the next one. All right, this one is a loop antenna shaped like a triangle. It can be mounted horizontally or vertically, often used on HF, and can be quiet on receive. Anybody got answers on that one? Number one son is on it. Delta Loop. There you go. You must have been paying attention in some book or YouTube. Excuse me. Oh, gosh. Yep. Shaped like a delta. All right. Anybody? Got a couple online that have got it. Anybody else?
KJ5HTO.
Go ahead, Mr. Matt. Recent general upgrade.
All right, I'm going to go with the Delta Loop. Delta Loop antenna.
All right. Yep. You're in there with the folks online. It is, in fact, the Delta Loop antenna. Yeah, Matt and Charlie both recently upgraded to general. See which one gets up to extra the soonest. I need to do it. I just haven't done it. All right, here's your next one. This antenna uses a coil and a capacitor to tune a small loop. It's popular where space is limited and requires careful tuning for each frequency. Anybody got a guess on that one? Active loop. No, not active loop. I mean, it's a loop. What other loop antennas can you think of, Colton? Coil? Yeah, it uses a coil, but that's just the interface between it. All right, I'll help everybody out with this one. That is a magnetic loop antenna. A magnetic loop antenna. They're usually pretty good, and they don't take up a whole lot of space. There, a lot of people that are in HOA will put them up in the attic of the house. All right, here's your next one. It is a directional antenna made from two elements. Wire elements bend inward at the ends. It's also known for a great front-to-back ratio, and it's in a rectangular shape most times. Anybody got a guess on that one? An Enigma, I can't talk. Enigma machine, yeah. Uh-oh, nobody's got any guesses?
KJ5HTO.
All right, Matt, give us your answer.
Well, I think this is right. I'm kind of drawing at straws, but is that the Moxon antenna? Is that the Moxon?
Yes, indeed, sir. Got that one on the head. That is the Moxon rectangular antenna. Very directional. So if you want to do some fox hunting, that usually makes a very good antenna for that. All right, here's your next one. This antenna is very long and usually close to the ground. Famous for low noise reception on the lower HF bands and often used only for receiving. That's one of the key things about this antenna. It's usually mainly used for receiving. Anybody got any guesses online? Ground loop. No, not a ground loop. Yeah. DNet's in there.
KJ5HTO.
All right, Matt, go ahead, sir.
Well, I'm just kind of, I don't know if this is the correct answer, but is that the long wire antenna? With your last clue, I don't know if that's the correct answer, but I'm going to go with long wire.
In-fed half wave. No, Colton, save that answer. You're going to need it. No, sir. No, it's not the long wire. Golly, I can't really give you any other clues that won't give it away. I might just want to give it to you. It's called the beverage antenna. The beverage antenna. All right, Cece. Have a good evening, sir. Hope to see you Saturday morning early, if you can still make it. All right, here's your next one. Vertical antenna with wires extending along the ground. Those wires act like an artificial ground. Common for portable HF setups. What would that kind of antenna be called? All right. Well, I'll help everybody out. That's not a problem. It's called the quarter wave ground plane antenna. So your key to that one was you had multiple clues about it being close to the ground, making an artificial ground. So it does in fact make a ground plane of its own. All right, let's try this one. This is a dipole whose center is high and the ends slope down. The dipole part of it is in the middle, it's in the center, and it's high up, but the ends slope down. It's easy to install with just one support point and often used on field day. Anybody got any guesses on what kind of antenna that might be?
KF5
All right, go ahead, Cody. Your signal has improved greatly. Your turn.
I shall submit a guess of an inverted V.
There you go. Yes, sir. In fact, that is the inverted V dipole. Good job, sir. All right, let's move on to another one. This is a in-fed antenna instead of in the middle. Usually need a transformer or a matching unit, and it's popular for stealth wire installation. Colton?
KF5
Insert your answer from a minute ago. There you go. Yes, sir. Go ahead, Cody.
I'm not sure, but I've had a couple of these. You may be talking about an end-fed wire antenna that uses a ballast. I'm not sure if that's the answer you're looking for.
Well, you're pretty close. Close enough for government work anyway. It is in fact called an end-fed, but it's a half wave usually. And yeah, you use a tuner with it, or definitely a balun to convert it to 50 ohms. Good job, sir. All right, this particular antenna is not necessarily for HF, so don't get hung up on that part. But it takes the form of a corkscrew or a spiral. It produces a circular polarization and is commonly used for satellite communications. Hello, Mr. Jason Everett. Good to see you again. You just missed Colton.
KFI Danny.
Helical. Yeah. Go ahead, Cody.
I do believe that is referred to as a elliptical antenna.
Well, in fact, that is what it is, a helical antenna. And just a little tidbit of information for you. If anyone is interested in the AWACS aircraft, the one that's got the big radome on top of it that turns, I worked on that aircraft for several years. We built the blisters that are on the sides of it and on front and back. And those blisters contain helical antennas that we made. And that allowed the aircraft to be able to identify and locate submarines that were even under the water. So, yeah, just a little tidbit of information for you. All right, last one. This antenna is made of multiple antennas on a boom, highly directional, and can provide significant gain, commonly rotated on a tower. Who's got the answer for this one? You can't hear it. Jason, can you not hear it on Podcastify? Is that where you're not hearing it?
KJ5HTF.
Go ahead, Matt. It's a Yagi Uda, which is.
Yeah, I'm going to go with stacked array on that one. Not sure if that's what you're looking for, but that's what I'm going to throw out there. Stacked array.
It's a Yagi Uda. Uda is spelled UDA. Close enough, though. OODA. It's pretty close. Well, all right. So if you had a stacked array, what kind of antennas would you be stacking?
Yagi antennas.
Hey, there you go. There you go. Yep. That is, in fact, what you got. It's a Yagi antenna. Usually, some of the bigger HF ones, they don't stack just because it's too much wind load and quite large. But yeah, some of the smaller VHF and UHF antennas, they will stack those. Pretty cool. All right, everybody. Good job. Had some good responses online as well. Log periodic. Yeah. That covers multiple frequencies all in one antenna and is directional. Well, Well, with that, we'll go ahead and start our checkout rounds. I'd like to remind everybody we do have a work day this coming Saturday out at the silo. If you can make it, come on out. Start off. We're going to start early. But it'll probably still be dark when we get there. I'd like to see everybody that can come out and help. With that, we'll go ahead and start our checkouts with Mr. KI5BDI. Your checkout, please, sir.
KI5BDI, thanks for running the net. Good, tough questions for everybody. Thank you, Matt, for answering them for us. KI5BDI, back to net control.
There you go. I guess it's Matt's way of keeping refreshed on his fairly new general license. That's all right. Not a problem. Next on our list, KF5VAV.
This is Cody KF5VAV. Thank you for running that, Randy. Appreciate you. And online running that as well. I hope you all have a very fantastic evening, and I hope that we see you all again soon. It's definitely next week, so I should be there. Take care. KF5VAV.
All right, Jason, I'll have to check out Broadcastify and see if I can figure out what's going on. Last I looked, it showed to be uploading. Maybe it's got a Windows glitch of some kind. That's the only part I don't like about it. Wish it would run in Linux. May try to change that here before too long and see if I can. There's a module in All-Star that you can add that will link directly to Broadcastify. I'll have to work on that. All right, thank you, Cody. Next on our list, KF7SOX. Also, Jason, if you have All-Star Link or Echo Link, you can always log in that way and even participate if you'd like. I can give you the login information or the node numbers. Marie must be down in a hole on her travels back to Canton. Marie, are you still with us? See you later, Mr. Colton. She must have fell off. That's all right. She drove too far. Went past Canton. Anyway, that's all right. Next on our list, KJ5FLW. Your checkout, please, sir.
Appreciate you running the net there, Randy. Enjoy the questions. Hope everyone have a good rest of the week. And be on the watch out for the weather Tuesday night and Wednesday. KJ5FLW, back to the net.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Nolan. Yeah, I meant to say that earlier. National Weather Service is already putting out some feelers for everybody to pay attention to the weather tomorrow night and into Wednesday. So they're hoping that once it moves east out of the I-35 corridor, that it'll be less severe. So we'll have to keep our helmets handy. Next on our checkout list, Mr. KJ5HCG.
Randy, appreciate you once again. Good net, good questions, good answers. This is KJ5HCG, back to net.
Thank you, Charlie G. Appreciate you being here, sir. Good to hear you. All right, last but definitely not least, Mr. KJ5HTO. Your checkout, please, sir.
All right, appreciate you running the net tonight, Randy. Great questions. Had a good time with those. And hey, Cody jumped in there with quite a few answers too, so got to give credit where credit's due. So great time this evening. And hey, I'm going to try to be there Saturday, but I guess I wasn't paying attention to miss what time are we meeting.
Jason, that's the node you need to look for Echolink. Well, Matt, I'd like to get out there about 7ish and try to start getting set up. I know it's not going to be very light at that time, but we can start getting stuff laid out and get some ropes and things untangled and just prepare for when we do get some sunlight.
Okay, appreciate that. Yep, I will try to see you at 7 o'clock then. So, sounds good. Hey, everybody, y'all have a great rest of your week, and we'll talk to you then. It's KJ5HTO, back to net.
All right, Matt. Thank you, sir. Yep, bring lots of coffee. Once we get stuff laid out, we'll just stand around and drink coffee and wait on the sun. All right. Thank you, everybody. We had a good crowd this evening. Had five online and quite a few on the radio. So good crowd this evening. Y'all have a good evening. Pay attention to the weather tomorrow. If something comes up and it looks like we're going to have severe weather, I'll send out a text to everybody. So be on the radio and keep it handy. This is Katie5, KJZ. We're going to go ahead and close down the CARES net for this Monday. Katie5, KJZ clear. All right, everybody. Hope y'all all have a good week. Misty, good to see you again. Stay warm over there. At least it's not raining on you. We'll talk at y'all next week, hopefully. Have a good one.